And hello, welcome to I think I forget which episode this is, but it's going on 15, 16, 17, 20. I don't know. Let's see. But yes, we are back into the jungle. We are soon to get to the entitled Tomb of Annihilation, but before that, we still have some ways to go and some people to say goodbye to. So that's going to be a bit of your lot today. Um, we, as you may have noticed, we are missing one beautiful face, but Heinrich has decided to keep anonymous today.
I apologize for my actions.
No, you don't. Anyhow, um, before we get into the episode itself, quick little recap. Bless you. Previously on Mysteries and Monsters, Tomb of Annihilation, Jungle Boogie, Second Edition. You had decided you've met with the sage at Orlonga, who mentioned that you would find answers at the heart of Uptau in the center, right east of the Aldani Basin. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, well, you've got some catching up to do. Uh, you've met with the current occupant of the Heart of Uptau, a confirmed lich of elven origin, most likely tied in one way or another to the whoop,
Who did we lose?
uh, there we go. Bring
Oh,
back Vroon.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was crashing a bit.
nah, okay. Um, there was some tension between Vroondomon and the lady of the house. Let's put it that way. And as you manage to get out, negotiate your way out of a battle. Let's put it that way, and persuade yourselves out of a battle. She basically said that, well, she presented you with gifts, a pair of potions for the cleric, a crystal sword for the bard, and a couple of scrolls for the wizard, and a promise to vacate the premises once her work was done to the paladin. As you and as well as a pair of prisoners she kept in a cage. A youngish looking man, maybe sort of late 30s, by the name of Artis Simber, and his companion, nicknamed Dragonbait, which is of a race that you've never really seen before. A mixture between the Terrafolk, Dragonborn. Um, he would look like, yeah, if Dragonborn were born out of. He'd be Dino-born, I would guess. That would be the way to say things. We will meet them we will meet more of them in a moment. As you came down, Artis pretty much flagged Salida as being Huanti, to which chaos ensued, and you discovered that she might be working for Rasen C, the former champion of Uptau, now turned occupant of Omu, along with other Huanti in the ruined city, and most likely the target of a vendetta from the person of Artisimber, but he's not gone into any detail with regards to that. As you caught up with her, caught her, brought her back. The party is now undergoing some negotiations among themselves as to the fate of the Huanti. Some advocating that she should be brought along and interrogated. Others that she should be put to death immediately, as she will be as she would be a burden. Others are less clear. And then there was one suggestion which was give her to the Lich. So, as we find ourselves going back to that clearing underneath the heart of Uptau, among the ruins of forgotten shrines, what do you do?
I think at the end I had like a very big speech that I gave. I think I'm right in front of him.
Yes, there was a speech about the fact that you would always be there for him.
Yeah, and I'll just silently cross my arms and look at him.
Wait, what was the thing you said again?
That there was a moment you said that we didn't respect your opinion, and
Uh-huh.
that I was telling like we respect you, that we want to support you, and that thinking these things are quite foolish. That we are a family, that and that I always try to back you up in certain situations. And then I said like the propositions are there, but in the end, you're holding her down. But everyone gave their opinion, and that's it actually.
I do not care to hand anyone over to whatever is in the heart of Zao right now. Or whatever she's light and she's a capable combatant. But she cannot be trusted either.
No. So the other option is we kill her.
The question is, what do you think she deserves? Do you think she deserves mercy and to get away with everything she did by killing her? Do you wish to send her back and have her in our way? Do you wish to keep her among us and having a knife at your own family? Or do you want to put her on hold and deal with it later and maybe set her free afterwards?
She deserves a duel.
So you want to set her free?
No, a duel.
She will
So you
get
want to
away.
kill her?
I want her to have a chance. Unlike
Let's be honest, Vroon. She doesn't stand a chance before you. You're gonna get a duel,
I'm not sure.
and worst case scenario, she's gonna try to poison you, and that is not gonna work.
She doesn't deserve a chance because even if she could win over you, we would put her down. So she don't have any chance.
You wouldn't respect the duel.
I would always save a friend. That you can count on.
We do things differently where I come from. But
I understand. I understand completely.
I don't actually. When does honor demand that you let a criminal, because that's what she is, a saboteur, go
why
free
is she a
for
criminal?
you?
What
Vroon,
crime has she committed?
magically influencing me and literally used me against you guys.
And plan to murder all of us?
I have not really particularly seen a plan to murder us. I agree that the influence over Heinrich is unacceptable.
What do you think she wouldn't? What do you think she was trying to do? And she told us that she was going to murder us all. You heard that, and she intended to do worse. And she would do it again. That she said.
I think she is trying to keep a brave face. I think she knows she's lost.
Of course, she would try.
No,
Yeah, come on.
she's not lost, Vroon. She is part of a race. Well, I don't know the race, so I cannot speak for the race. But she is very clearly, at least indoctrinated. Otherwise, certainly part of a group that is actively one occupying Omu, two spying on the whole continent here, and protecting the reason for protecting the cause of this curse. And a man who is apparently trying to retake and conquer the whole of the continent.
You won't redeem her by killing her if you want to. The best way to redeem her is to hold her and take her back when we go back. If that's what you want, redeeming
Again,
her.
my suggestion was a duel.
Okay, go ahead, duel with her, kill her. At least we'll solve this thing. But don't call it a duel. It's just ritual execution.
Well, at least I have the ritual without just the execution.
If that's what you need, go ahead.
If someone wants to ritualize the murder of one of my friends, just let us be clear that I won't be okay with that. But if you want to take care of this problem your way, I'm okay with it.
Heinrich, objections?
I just look with do what you need to do. I gave already my opinion. Everyone gave their opinion. I think you already. But I think we have more important things to it. Give any more attention to this thing.
All right.
She's
I'll go to Salida and put her to her feet.
was she had not been gagged, correct?
No.
No.
Okay.
Congratulations, scoundrel. You earned your way out. Be happy.
She looks to all of you to uh, I guess yeah, I guess she looks to a lot of you and says, A trial by combat, then. Tell me, big one, do I have a say in choosing a champion? As would tradition would spell out. Hmm?
After you've heard the others, do you think that any would give you this opportunity?
And whose court are you representing then?
Don't push your luck.
What luck?
The
As
one
you
of getting what you deserve.
as she turns towards you, basically, this is not spitting as in really, but just spitting the words out. Let's put it that way. And it says, "You have all agreed with his vision. This is as you said. I have seen how you dispatch monsters and beasts in these jungles. I have seen you do things that I could never match. You are correct. This is but an execution. Seemingly disguised in a duel to give this one," and she sort of gestures towards Vroondomon, "ease of conscience.
So you would
Well then,
prefer
very
that way?
well. In honor of our travels together, our laughs together, I will make this conscience clean. I will take upon myself the burden of your clear conscience. Now, let us get this over with."
I push her the direction of Vroondomon and I let her loose.
She just basically stands there, an arm out, saying, sort of, she's been disarmed. Going.
I will definitely. I would give her like if I also my Discord is freezing again, so I'm not sure how long I'll be.
Okay.
But I would give her a weapon.
Okay. What would you give her?
What was she using again usually?
I mean, she's using a scimitar, but it's anything that yeah, basically a martial yeah, she would use a scimitar.
I mean,
so anything like a short sword would be sufficient.
Yeah, but I think we can. I'd just ask for her scimitar.
Sure. Yeah.
I make sure.
Yep. Well, there he goes.
I make sure the scimitar is wiped out before.
Yeah, no poison or.
As she has a look, and you clearly see you're wiping off any particular and goes, "Oh, you would deny me my tricks as well then?" And she turns to Vroon and says, "Blades only then."
Very well.
Well, I have nothing else, so. So where do you, I mean, you can set yourself. I mean, I'll put you on the map here.
She has enough of a sharp tongue, I'd say.
Well, that tongue of hers is not going to be doing much more, anyways. Could all of you make me a perception check?
Guessing it's not smell related.
No, this is sight.
Yeah, then.
No, this is sight. Okay.
Oh, that's a poor roll.
5.
Okay. You've Gale.
Mm-hmm.
As you're going about, maybe there's something, the feeling at the back of your neck, or maybe you're sort of glancing up, but you notice that this whole scene has a witness looking down from above.
Mm-hmm.
And as the heart of Uptao is very slowly turning upon itself, you see the shape of Valindra um, sort of just walking around the perimeter, keeping herself in sight of you, and just hands behind her back, looking distance a bit too far to see her face, but anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
Salida takes her blade, does a sort of maybe a pass, sort of maybe warms up her, warms up with a couple of passes. And then basically puts herself on guard.
And I will salute her and do the same.
Okay. I'm going to clear the turn order here, and why don't you roll me an initiative?
Right, did I not? Okay, I did not click my token. It's a 9.
It's a 9. Okay, I'll just add that in. So both of you, I mean, you roll very poorly, but she rolled even less. She rolled a 3.
You think that she'd have higher dexterity?
Well, eh, eh. Yeah. So basically, as she comes in, there's maybe a moment where maybe you expect her to go for the first. You expecting her to make the first move. She's just waiting there, going, come on. Basically, you have the first attack.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's definitely like a very well. And yeah, I will
Okay.
attack.
Go ahead.
I
Yeah.
was like, I saw one of the dice roll and I was like, which one was it?
Yeah. Okay. That is definitely hit.
Always the stress.
True that.
And that's
okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's 7 down. Second attack, I'm guessing.
Oh right, yes, I forgot about that.
You were above level 5.
Yes.
Sorry.
But this way.
Okay. Oh, by the way, are you wearing your adamantine full armor?
I think I would have taken it off.
Okay.
Seems only fair.
Okay, so what's your AC now?
15.
15. Okay.
At least.
22 definitely hits.
Because I might have, like, I don't remember. Maybe I picked up some other stuff that's. Now it's 15.
Okay.
Just the tough skin. 9 damage.
-9. Okay. As you both of your the hit impact, you can see she bears the blow. She's not moving as nimbly as you've seen her, most likely because just a couple of minutes ago you were slamming her into the ground, and so she's still not as fresh as she would be to the fight. But she still replies, and she's gonna make herself 2 attacks. Well, okay, that's interesting. So that is a 20 to hit for 5.
Yep.
And an 11 is not going to go through. Unfortunately, that's not a crit. She doesn't have a way to give herself advantage, I would think. So, yep, you take 5.
All right.
Go ahead.
Like I think during like this is one of those yeah, like the fight with Inigo Montoya where it's like there's a lot of like you had opportunities. it did not have to end like this.
Her reply is going, "This is your choice. Do not make it. Do not put this on me. Come on, Butcher. Finish your job.
Oh,
Roll the
you have
attack."
made your choices.
Okay. That's another 10. Good hit. As Lockpick sort of crashes into her shoulder, you can hear the snapping of bone underneath.
And another one. Oh, is it? Which one is it?
That's a 10. And yeah, the crash comes in. Maybe her barb hits something that you weren't necessarily expecting, or she just steps right out of the way. A hit that would have gone to her head, and she just sort of swings. Maybe I would think the back, that position that kept her so human usually sort of just leans a little bit more back, and you start to see the serpentine agility behind her. Um, I mean, she's got an AC of 11.
Oh,
Yeah. Two scimitar attacks. That's a 22 for 6.
Yep.
Yeah, it is starting to dawn on you and all who are watching. This is not a fair fight. This is clearly a warrior, a holy warrior imbued with might from I would say from the gods, but that's not exactly true. From his fervor, bashing down somebody who is good at what she does, but fighting fair isn't. Vroon, your turn.
yeah. I don't like. I also don't try to prolong it. Then.
Okay.
It's the one. The one.
That's a 21.
No.
That's a hit.
It was again like the dice keeping me in suspense.
That's minus 10. Yep.
And another one. That should be enough.
And that's a hit.
Oh.
Is she still up?
No, she's down. There is a heavy crunch as where would you I mean, you mentioned you're finishing this off. How would you end it?
I don't know. I think it's like it would probably just be a like the first hit brings her to her knees, and then the second one just sort of caves in her chest.
Okay. As your hammer comes down, you can see the crunch, and a spurt of blood emerges from her mouth. Um, there's that last bit of light in her eyes as she's basically drowning in her own blood. The lungs have been completely collapsed in on themselves. She can no longer breathe or barely even function. And there's just that last look towards your eyes as you just see the flash of the eyes as she's looking towards you. Could you please make me a wisdom saving throw?
Yes. It's charmed or frightened.
Okay. Thank you for that result.
Is it a charm or well? Because otherwise, like if it is, then I have advantage.
Yeah, I understand that. The what does happen is in that moment as you crash down, there's that brief moment as the life moves away from her, and you can feel her sort of she has just a movement as she's falling down, as she's being almost a sense of vertigo, and then the body stops moving.
Okay. Like halfway through falling.
She's on the ground underneath
Okay.
your hammer, and all of a sudden she has that the head sort of turns south, almost as with an empty cry, and slumps.
All right.
There is silence in the camp. Dragonbait has his eyes trained upon you, Vroon. Artis is trying to make himself as invisible as possible and sort of is playing idly, sort of throwing sort of idly with a stick into the fire, basically saying, "I'm not looking into this. This is not my issue."
I
Inete,
you would go, okay, let's move on. And she's going to the corpse. She touches it, casts Levitate, and with using also Mage Hand, she's sending, unless someone is stopping her, she's sending it way into the mare, the swamp,
okay, this into the swamp.
to
Okay, so
take
yeah,
the
you just
patient, the creatures in it.
levitation and you just push it forward.
Yep.
So, okay, interesting. Um,
Not bad.
yeah, not bad. As this old arch situated, it just goes right through, and so you see this body sort of moving about, um, like in zero gravity, basically, sort of just moving towards into the canopy and disappearing into the woods.
And then I heal myself for 11.
You place your hand on your
Yep.
chest. There's a slight glow, and the two scratches that she put upon your chest and arm just vanish as they were never there. Um, actually, I would ask this, Rune.
Mhm.
Does one of the two scars remain?
I think so. I think there's like I mean it closes, but it remains like a, a scar.
Is this usual or is this unusual?
It's a bit unusual, yeah. Like I mean, magic heals everything, right?
Hmm. Mm-hmm. The How are the others? So Sorsha, you're doing the whole thing. At some point, you maybe have to catch Laryl because Laryl's thinking you're playing catch. So Laryl starts to wander into the forest. Do you stop him or not?
Yeah. Yes. I don't
Okay.
want that corpse to go back whole or in pieces.
Enid, how are the others? I'll give you a description for Eku and Inete once I've gone through the rest of you. So yeah, we have Sorsha, who is very much okay. This is done. Moving on. Out of sight, out of mind. Heinrich, how are you reacting to this?
I'll sit next to there. I'm gonna summon Nugget and going to look forward to the ground and petting Nugget very carefully. That's it.
And say? And sit. Okay. I'm sorry.
Just sit next to Inite. That's it.
Gale?
As soon as Vroon started the duel, Gale basically turned her back on it and just was starting tidying up camp, preparing everything so that we could leave as soon as possible.
Okay.
So totally not invested. Actually more invested in keeping an eye out on whatever's happening out of camp, any possible ambush or other, and not caring, not looking at what she basically thinks of as um, a parody of execution.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Inete is her face is closed. Oh, boom. Okay, well, there you go. Okay, this is okay, folks. Get used to this. I think this is going to be happening a bit during this episode. So
I'll
you back with us?
do it. Yeah, I'll do a reboot during the break.
Okay, fair enough. That's only about an hour away. Inete is very much there's. I mean, she was, if I remember correctly, back when we played. I mean, she was one. She was one of saying, "Just finish it," and she has this hard expression about her. Definitely, you know, going, "Well, that's his." Yeah. Um, doesn't mean she's not perturbed, right? Public executions, when you go, if you would imagine those when they were still a thing in our Western countries, a lot of people would come and cheer, but they cheered up to the moment where the axe fell or where the noose, because the brutality of it is always something very abstract before the moment hits. And she's very much has her eyes locked on the floating body of this your former guide, and not paying Heinrich much mind. She basically looks up. No, well, not paying Nugget much mind. She pretty much looks to the rest of you, looks to Gale, and says, "She has the right idea. We should move from this place." Actually, come to think of it, maybe it is best that we part ways here now. I have my answers.
Yes.
Maybe more than I would wish. Eku comes up to her and again sort of places herself sort of slightly behind Inete with a hand on her shoulder in a fairly protective kind of stance. Um, and she does have this again neutral face, this motherly sort of smile that you've known, her resting mom face. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Um, as she looks to you, each and one of you, and says, "Yes, it is bitter that this event would mark our well our paths diverging,
Parting.
but come back to the port if you can. You will know where to find me, and we will talk." And to that she has that message is definitely directed towards Rune, but it's not with any malice. It is not with any judgment. It's just we'll talk.
Very well.
As she turns to the four of you, um, she says, "We have traveled a while together. I think I might have gotten to know you well. This Do not let this moment divide you. If you continue south and this her memory haunts you and eats away at your friendship, then she will have won. she will have struck the blow that would be your downfall. I wish to see you again. And gathers her equipment, goes to basically, oh crap, how are they going to do for a boat? Well, that's their story.
Inete,
Hmm.
just before you go, just so you know, I'm proud of you. I've been hard on you, but you've done well, and you'll do well in Port Nyanzaru.
I do not know what the gods wish of me now, but I will bring back the news. I will be sure to place an alert for any red-robed wizards, and I will make sure that no hermits or philosophers decide that the heart of Uptao is somewhere to meditate. Not anytime soon.
Hmm.
I have seen many things in your company. Strange, wondrous, and deadly. I only hope that my journey back will be less interesting.
Hmm.
Well,
We share that hope.
Be careful,
hmm.
both of you. And Inete, I hope we'll see you back in Port Nyanzaru sometime. Ekutu?
Eku has a maybe a short which you would um she has a few words. This is in a language that none of you have heard ever. It sounds wrong to it's not Chaltian, it's something different. But you understand it's a maybe a blessing or a words of parting, something traditional. There is a rhythm to the sentence which is maybe a blessing of some kind. Not magical blessing, but just, wishes for good luck or safe travels or something along those lines. But definitely something, it just has a smile. And it's something that she maybe has a bit of a moment where she catches herself as she's saying those words, like if those words had not been spoken in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Unexpected. And with the final goodbyes set in, Inete sort of coming up towards Heinrich and says, "Keep me advised. I know you have the means. And don't worry
He
about your mother. Though, maybe do worry about your mother."
he just gives a very big sigh. Ah,
Then she comes up to you and sort of whispering in your ear and says, "Do not leave for home without seeing me once again. Do you understand that, Northerner?"
sure. Yes, of course. Of course.
Sh-
I'll.
she sort of has the you can feel her hand sort of grasp your arm, squeeze just a little bit, and leaves towards the leaves towards the west, western direction.
And as they're walking away, I'm quickly I'll utter a prayer to Valkyr.
Vroondomon,
Mhm.
shining on a stone, one of the stone seat where she had been observing the duel. You see a small platinum band.
There. I will go to collect it, and there's like I pick it up with my trunk, and there's like a pensive moment as I look at it,
And back into the bag.
and then
Okay. Right. And as such, we say goodbye to Inete, Salida, in a way, and
yes,
Eku, and any bad interpretation of their voices that I would make any further. So,
Oh, you replaced women by dudes.
Basically.
you have no idea what Dragonbait's gender, if any,
Yeah.
they have.
True.
I don't even think that's mentioned here. So, basically, what do you do?
I don't think we'll camp here.
Gale, as you look up, the silhouette of Valindra has disappeared.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, basically Gale is packed and ready to go.
Okay.
Almost everyone who went to the heart of Uktao didn't unpack, so
Mm-hmm. You douse the fire. They get going, and Artis is going.
yep.
Well, if that's finished, I kinda need to get these limbs get a bit moving. 2 days in that cage has had me a bit stiff. So south it is then. Hmm?
yes. Oh, and by the way, a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, Artis Simber, at your service, as mentioned previously, I believe. But my friend, Dragonbait, companion, handy with a sword, and quite chatty in a sense, at least when he wishes to be.
In a sense. Right. Sorsha Dragonsinger.
Dragonsinger.
Yes.
Huh. Sorsha as well. Both interesting names. Vroondomon I picked up. Is that you, big fella?
That would be me, yes.
Yeah. And he has a moment, maybe question. Oh, well, there you
Oh,
go. No, I'll wait for him. Yeah, there you go. Um, Vroondomon, you notice that his gaze is directed towards the chest area where you've got the labyrinthine tattoo.
Yep.
And there's a bit of a maybe an eyebrow movement that there's an air of he he knows what it is. He sort of sees what it is and recognizes it for it. And he
Huh.
says, well, we'll certainly have time to talk. And for the other two,
Gale. Nice to meet you. But let's
I
get out of here.
huh,
Well, we can walk and talk.
definitely. If
I
there's one shadow that I want to avoid, it's this one's, looking up towards the looming rock. So, what was it that...
You missed someone, I guess.
Mhm.
And I don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Heinrich.
introduce
Yeah.
yourself,
Indeed.
Heinrich.
Just give a bow and Heinrich at your side. And I start to take my bag and start to.
Huh. Heinrich. I have not heard that accent in a while.
Oh,
You're from Waterdeep, aren't you?
yes, I am.
Huh. Wow. I've I'm originally from Courtier myself,
Hmm.
but when you travel, well, you pick up things, you lose them, pick them up again. So,
Things can be learned also. So
true.
let us talk. You have some. I have some interesting questions.
I'm sure you do, my young friend. But for now, let's put some distance between us and the heart. Eku mentioned that you were seeking Omu, and that's
Yeah.
where we would find Rasen C, correct?
According to our information,
Huh.
yes.
I haven't been to Omu in a while, but I still remember in which area it might be. Due south? Nah, we'll see if we can find it. I may not be as good as a guide as some of the locals, but well, I know my way around the jungle. Been here long enough.
Yeah. How long?
Well, that's one question we'll have to answer. We'll see later, a bit later. Okay then, Dragonbait, lead the way. And he sort of stands. They stand walking, and you can see that they start walking in. Dragonbait in front, him on the side. Dragonbait's maybe a bit shorter than he is. Um, he's a bit. Artist is a bit lanky kind of character. And they fall into a step which you can see that they're used to walking together. You know, when it's like when you
Mm-hmm.
see an old couple in the street, they have that same gait, that have that the way they walk together. They're used to walking together, and they just and you rumble into the jungle. Okay, let's get back to the map. Uh, oops. I will no longer be needing you, Salida.
Aha.
Mm.
Okay. So let's move in. You are aware that Omu should be situated somewhere around between
Nice.
the Valley of Lost Honor and the Peaks of Flame. So somewhere around this area right here.
What was the X again then on the map?
The X was a
Uh,
spread of blue color on the jungle canopy.
yeah.
Right. Right.
So, where are you headed?
Oh, this way, I guess.
Yes. So,
Uh, Probably the river is still continuing down for a bit, so
Yeah.
I guess we could go back to the river as long as it's going straight south, and then
okay.
Yeah, makes
Um,
sense.
I would say that you have this awkward moment where you most likely catch up to Inete and Eku
yeah.
as they're going the same direction basically, and then you're
Mhm.
going, no, well, we're going this way, then we're going this way. But for the sake of brevity, I am going to
Yeah.
negate that. You just take maybe two parallel trails, one a bit more north, or the one a bit more south, as you
Well,
head
they're
towards.
going to angle north, and there's the whole Aldani Basin they
Right.
have to traverse. So yeah.
I am. You can remove one of the canoes from the. They'll make do, I guess. and I believe they're going to have some interesting conversations. As a cleric and a celestial walking up north through the Aldani Basin. Um, so could somebody? We are okay. We are in. So could somebody roll me a d4, please?
Yes.
As we, I believe that's what we had said, right? Whoops. Jungle explorations. Okay. So 2 days. So you managed to make 2 squares. So that is 1, 2. So you're basically here, right? Okay. Um, and I am
I
not.
think maybe one south makes maybe more sense to
Yeah.
just make a sort of straighter line. Well, I mean,
Okay.
it's not a straighter line to the river, but yeah,
Okay. So here
it,
then.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. By the way, oh yeah. So I'll put on the.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, folks at home. I assure you, we will be having soonish. I'm hoping overlays where we can still have the players and the game screen at the same time. So yes, you're aiming for this little puddle right here. Okay. Right. So the couple of the I know that you have questions for artists. I know that you have, and maybe on the first night, um, a bit too tired or whatever. But anyways, you make camp on the second evening. You're about a day away from the river. Um, and from what you can tell, the you're starting to pick up on the dynamic of the two, which is dragon bait seems to smell a lot and in different varieties. Vroondomon, you pick up subtleties in either floral, spicy. Sometimes it's meat, sometimes it's ham, sometimes it's all the different sort of smells. But every time there's a smell or a coordination of these smells, artists seem to respond as if he's understanding their significance. Could make me an intelligence check.
Anyone
And
or
Everyone
no,
or just Rune?
I've ruined mostly. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. There is no, as you, at least for the first couple of hours and the first couple of days, you have no idea how they communicate. As I said, you have no idea how they communicate. There doesn't seem to be any particular sense to, or sort of themes to the smells with regards to whatever he's communicating.
Well, I kind of hinted at him because last time Sorsha did pick that up.
Mm-hmm.
So if Rune is wandering and Sorsha sees it, she can tell you.
No, there's no doubt. I was more the intelligence. Actually, it was not a check, but save. But I think for you it's the same thing. Basic was not about him trying to understand that that's how they were communicating. It's more of him trying to understand the language.
Oh, okay.
Because he has advantage, because he is particularly sensitive to smell, he would be the one to sort of pick up on the subtleties of the smell language. Unfortunately, maybe it's due to the jungle, maybe it's due to other distractions.
yeah.
You do not pick up any particular theme. You'll have two different floral scents very close to together, but they seem to answer differently.
Mm-hmm.
Or mean completely different things, and so there's very much a difficult way of bad smells might not necessarily be a bad emotion or a bad response, that kind of thing. You set up camp around around an area that seemed to have been. You're starting to get back into the marshland. The ground is not. The ground is soft, but it's not wet per se. And so the camping and the moving about has been fairly easy. Let's put it that way. The bugs are still bothering you, so please make sure that you mark those off. Gale, I believe you're the one in charge of that.
Yes, I am.
And it's been another 2 days.
Yeah.
By the way, you have paid off everybody, I believe. Well,
Yes, we
you're
did.
not. You're not paying off Salida. Actually,
We
you
might be
can
able
get
to.
her gold. You can get that extra weeks of gold back, which I'm guessing is just
We were at the limit. We were. The Heart of Uptao was the last day of
yeah,
paid.
Ah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but I got her back, by the way.
yeah. And
He got.
so just maybe are you paying anything to Eku as she leaves? By the way, you would have,
Yes.
or is that okay? Yeah. Inet
Can
is
have Salida's
However
spawn.
long it would take her to get back, basically.
okay. Um, was it 1 gold a day? I think.
I don't
Oh,
remember.
for no, or was it 5 gold a day? I think it was 5 gold a day.
2.
2, 3, 7, 6, 4.
Don't remember.
I think it was 2 gold.
Let's see. Book, don't fail me now. 5 gold pieces a day.
Oh, okay. Well, there you
Yeah.
go.
So if you put in 50, Inet is gonna handle the rest. So you can take that out of the coffers. Yeah. So you make your way through watching out for undead, cross paths of a couple. Most of them are wearing this blue triangle upon their forehead, seemingly equipped with ancient weapons or bronze bronze age type weapons. Completely eaten through. Some of them more recent that seem to be maybe seemingly locals. Just poor souls that have been sent down by the princess to gather honey, for example. That kind of thing. And you manage to sort of move about, and from what you understand from the maps from the indication of the maps, you're out of heavy undead presence. Let's put it that way. Yes. Hello to the cat, and to the cat wielder.
The cat wielder.
Sounds so epic.
Yes.
Yep.
Cat wielder.
That is an impressive title actually.
Yeah, exactly. It's cat
Yeah.
herder. And so yeah, you set up camp for the evening. As I mentioned, you can see that these are places where you can see ancient walkways about. You can see maybe vestiges of a road that was maybe here long before civilization disappeared. And you take
A long rest.
a long rest. Well, you've taken a few long rests since then, but you
And
can,
that's,
if you
like
wish,
on the
have
sheet.
you may have a conversation with Artis Simber. And
Camp scene.
yes, camp scene, absolutely.
Yay!
So, Artis is someone who he's used to being alone. You'll see that he's very much that camper that sets up and his own stuff, but doesn't have necessarily the reflex of helping out with other things. Um, he'll at least for the first couple of days, he'll be the first one to sort of start picking it to the fire, not realizing there could be a rotation or something like that. Dragonbait and their artists, they set up camp very quickly and then realize, oh wait, yes, come share our fire.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, we're probably no slouches either at putting up camp. But yeah, there probably is an awkwardness of two fires being started and then realizing, but why don't you share ours? And why don't, well, yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to use a tiny hut, or do they have their own equipment and handle their own equipment?
They would usually, yeah, I think that they would usually have their own equipment, definitely.
Okay.
Um, I don't know if you've, yeah, I think artists, Heinrich, would you have set up? You only shared one night together. Would you have set up that tiny hut? And would you have invited him?
Yeah.
Reluctantly.
Yeah. But I'll be probably first night I'll have been keeping it probably, and then yeah, keeping an eye on them.
Okay. Yeah, they seem to be how should I put it? Of good spirits. Artists is mostly, sort of joking around. Will talk about funny or embarrassing exploits he's had in the jungle with regards to some plant he finds or some animal spotted to the distance. Um, and you'll see regularly Dragonbait sort of rolling their eyes. Artists saying, "Well, they haven't heard it, so let me say it." I mean, besides, I like to if it's funny, it'll laugh. I'd like to listen to a more human laugh for once in a while. And you can hear sort of again Dragonbait when he laughs, there's maybe a movement around the throat, there's sort of a clicking about the throat, but there's no sound that comes out. Um, Sorsha, maybe you would kind of, as with the bardic ears, you would kind of maybe hear sort of this clicking just beyond the perception of human hearing. Um, yeah, the sort of this clicking that he would have as a laugh. But yeah, other than that, Dragonbait doesn't really make a noise, vocally, anyways. The What you do have, let's see, maybe I can kind of see if, because I believe I've got a few of examples here. Right. So, Vroondomon,
Yes.
get ready to write this down.
All right.
Ooh.
You kind of he has there are scents that are along the travels and you'll pick them up slowly, but you will pick them up. So here are basically the scents that are known. Brimstone is confusion. You know what? Don't write them down. I'll send them to you. No worries.
Okay, that's
Roses is sadness. Lemon is pleasure or joy, and so when he's laughing, there's this very citrus smell that goes around the camp. When talking about uh, anything with regards to injustice and you can see him sort of getting riled up, and then he sort of especially when he's told not to go and fight the undead, there is an odor of baked bread that comes in, so that is anger. When he stops you because there's a danger or something like that, it'd be the scent of violets, So that indicates danger or fear. Honeysuckle for tenderness and concern. Most likely the kind of rolling the eyes and going, there, artist, there. Um, you would see him regularly sort of plant his sword and maybe kneel before it, a bit the same kind of fervor that you would have yourself, Vroondomon. At
Mhm.
which point there is the odor of wood smoke. Um, tar for victory or celebration, and ham for nervousness or worry. And he stands 4 feet 10 inches tall, weighs 150 pounds.
Tiny boy.
Tiny boy, but very heavy boy.
Yeah.
Dry, wrinkled hide. And if you are keeping any of that sort of eye on him, Heinrich, um, as I'll reiterate, if you have at any moment try to look on them with detect magic, you can
Mhm.
see that there is the artist's dagger is magical. Dragonbait's weapon is magical, and upon artist's finger there is a cold, burning frost light coming from the ring on his finger.
Okay.
That would shine even through the glove. That if you when he was wearing it.
Hmm.
As you move, as the camp is set up, maybe in one of this in the middle of he finishes one of his stories, and sort of Dragonbait maybe puts a hand on his forearm and sort of again you get the I guess this would be Honeysuckle coming in, and Artist says, "All right, let's get to this." So, as mentioned, we've been traveling the jungle for some time, and well, it's been a couple of years since I've been trying to find that sage. And then they showed me to you through those blue flowers, I guess, before I got caught by. Anyways, I think you have questions that I could maybe answer. Just remember this. A girl needs her secrets, right? So, don't take it too badly if yes, we are linked by destiny and by prophecy. On that, I agree. And I trust you on that. The same way I trust the sage who set us up together. But don't befault me for not trusting you with most of my secrets. We agree on that?
Honey, we've just been betrayed. It's not gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I guess I'm up to blame a bit for that. Uh, well, I'm paying off my debt by replacing her as your guide, I guess. So, yeah, you had questions.
Well, let's start with something at the beginning. What brought you to Chult?
It was a lost place. I was a kid who needed adventure, grew up in a tiny home with a brother that uh, kind of overshadowed me in love and affection towards my parents. Bad father. needed an outing. Joined the Harpers, ended up in Chult.
Oh,
You're one of the helpers, and
Was.
Why
how
not
come?
anymore?
Well, Harpers are a bit of a. They're more of a social circle, web of connections. Let's say I don't come up to the monthly reunions, the yearly reunions over here. But
So you never officially left, you just ghosted your way out?
well, that's pretty much the Harpers.
Okay.
I know that I'm pretty certain they looked for me, but ah, good. Any of you Harpers?
there's some shiftiness, I think.
Okay, this I want to hear.
we happen to have had some common goals with them.
We were in Waterdeep. There was some trouble, we helped.
And so they pulled you in?
When do they not? They want help, they ask for it.
Oh, I understand that. What I'm saying is, did they do the whole glamour and heroism thing? Where they
Oh,
promise you that you'll be honored, you'll be
Oh,
celebrated, and that
no.
pin means something to the folks outside? It
There
No,
being
was
the
no
most
promise
famous of
of
secret societies?
no.
there was no promise of honor or celebration.
Well, then you got somebody who said the truth.
yeah, or they understood that a couple of us here are not looking for fame and celebration.
Yeah,
Talk
so
for yourself.
yeah, the ears of Vroondomon and his oath just go.
Hey, I don't said all of us. I didn't
No.
say all of us. I said a couple of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair.
So what are you here for then? I mean, most of the adventures and that I've met through these jungles have always looking for lost cities. I've always been in for the cash and for the fame and the history books. What are you here
Oh,
for?
I don't know how much you've heard of the outside world this last month and a half. Uh,
He sort of gestures to the trees around you. As I said, I don't get the monthly magazine.
well, there happens to be an artifact, something causing a curse, a disruption, uh, and we're basically sent to solve that because all the people who have been resurrected at some point or another are going down, getting sick and wasting. And no one is able to raise anyone from back from the dead except this necromancy thing.
No resurrection.
No.
No,
Oh,
So of
that's
course,
gonna piss off a few people.
it's getting ugly.
It does.
Okay.
So the names in the history books might still
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, I could imagine that. And you believe that this thing is in Omu?
Yes.
Well, it has been confirmed by two different sources, so we're pretty sure.
Yeah, I heard. I'm guessing the first source was the sage? The snake
Yep.
woman? Hmm.
You know your sages.
Well, I mean, I'm going to Omu for my own reasons, but if I can help. He turns to Dragonbait, I said I would help. Again, with his what would this be? Yeah, sort of. I think this would be Ham, sort of coming out, sort of nervousness or worry, and he says, "No, I said I would help." And then the Ham is shifts to wood smoke, which is kind of hidden away through the fire's actually wood smoke. But maybe you pick it up. Hmm. Nah,
So why are you going then to Omu?
oh, that answer is in one name, Rasen C.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
I like to finish the job that I started.
Okay, so no chit chat.
No, this is not about me chit-chatting with him, no.
Okay.
I'm the one who put the blade into him. I was there when he got cut down.
And how long ago was that again?
He sort of looks towards you and says, you should know.
Hmm.
I mean, I've lost any sense of calendar in these jungles, but long enough. Oh, I have a vented. Let's say I have a vented interest in his disappearance. Him finally meeting his maker, whoever that might be. Well, it'll set some things in motion that I want to see move into motion. I mean, Vroondomon, you seem to be the pious type. Guardian, head warrior, that labyrinth on your chest that I saw during the duel.
Mm-hmm.
You favor Uptao?
We do.
Well, then you're most likely the last ones on this in this area, anyways. At least for now. But
Humans are short of memory. Most. You might be an exception.
one way of putting it. Yeah. Yeah, I would like that on my tombstone. Artist Simber, an exception. So,
Don't
glow.
speak of some storm in this forest. You might be exhausted. Exhaust.
Oh, let's face it. I'm hoping that the day I pass this mortal coil, it'll be in a soft bed, surrounded by family. How about yourselves? I'm guessing Vroondomon has family. or at
I
least
do.
close ones. How about the rest of you? He turns to Heinrich and said, "What do you who do you have in Waterdeep? Who do you leave behind?"
I am Thunderstaff.
Okay, you just skip there.
Yeah.
I am from the Thunderstaff family.
Thunderstaff. Don't think I've heard of those. But then again, it's been a while. I haven't been to Waterdeep in an age. Things might have been quite
Who
different.
who was the last leader of the Harpers when you were a Harper?
Huh. Sort of thinks of it. I'm not actually sure that they have a leader now.
Not a leader,
In
but
my time, it was more of a sort of mishmash, horizontal kind of structure, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Spies meeting spies. You never really knew. There wasn't. I don't really think there was a hierarchy. Whereas I've never gone up the ranks, anyways. Never invested myself enough.
Okay.
Uh, hmm. It's more of a, like I said, I was briefly a Harper. Lost the badge ages ago. Probably somewhere here in the jungle. Maybe in some monkey's nest. Yeah.
and
Go ahead.
who was the who was the last known open lord of Waterdeep when you disappeared? Well, you came here into the jungle and didn't.
Um, because I do not have as a GM the exact name for that,
Yeah. Okay.
make a history check. He drops a name on you basically.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Nice. Okay, I was about to say I was about to put a disadvantage on you anyway, but with a 14 is enough to get an idea. Let's see. Um, this is you have not heard this name.
oh, okay.
You do
Do
not
I
know this name.
do I know something about it because of my background as a Waterdavian noble?
Um, let's see. Let's see. Do I have a history of the Lords of Waterdeep? Um, no, I do not. Uh, here we go. Um, I need to make sure. Somebody have the exact date?
Of
Of
today?
yeah.
Yeah. Just a minute. We're in 1493, and it's the 10th Alturiac, so
Okay, so
equivalent of February.
1493.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Uh, let's see. Oh, interesting. Um, he mentioned something about not sure about the Open Lord, but I know this fellow Harper too went by the name of Mert. Young guy, at least at the time.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was the one who sort of handled me when I went through. Something about him was that he was a lord. Not sure if he was the open lord or one of the hidden ones. I keep forgetting. I'm mixing those up. I don't even know I should be
Sorry,
telling you
what?
this.
R-
Mert was what?
right. Write that down, anyone, please. Heinrich starts to look for paper, like paper, 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 paper. Oh, I'm so gonna send him a message after this.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on that.
Uh, he- well, here, Sorsha. And I shove some paper in her hands, and I'm like, here. So you have all the paper, all the ink. Write anything down what you need.
Okay, thank you.
So just so you know, Mer's definitely still around.
Oh, right. Then maybe I should have kept my mouth shut.
Oh, it's all right. Don't worry.
I mean, we. I mean, he's so involved in politics that, and in what's happening right now, that I'm actually not surprised.
Yeah, and we're kind of maybe not friends, but we have a nice relationship. We won't give him trouble. Don't worry.
Hmm.
Tease him, yes. Trouble, no.
Hmm. No, I remember him. He'd he'd just come out from the Undermountain,
Hmm.
something along the and made a fortune down there. And I mean, he had the Harpers on his side, money on the other. Made sense. He'd go far. Uh,
Yep.
so um okay. But anyway, yeah, f- I'll give the to give you all of you make me you can make me a sort of history checks as you start talking to him. Um,
I mean, I just had a
there's
critical 20, but I guess I roll again.
well no
I
okay.
No,
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 no, it's
Gale.
okay.
Yeah,
I'll roll
Gale.
again.
No, no, don't worry about it. I'm just trying to find.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm guessing
okay.
we
Yeah,
all
so
have
he would have been. Uh, yeah, actually, they would have been roughly it would be coinciding. Yeah. Um, from the way he talks, so Heinrich, I'll give you the advantage here because you're looking in. But from the way he's talking, the vocabulary that he uses, um, some of the references that he's giving about Waterdeep, which are vague because maybe 150 years old.
the tracks.
So just so you know that I'm looking here at the wiki, um, because he mentions the King Azun Obarsky the fourth, where he was where that he was he received a medal for being an archaeologist and so forth. That was in 1362.
Okay.
Okay, some I'm guessing there's a book written about him because some of these details are actually very very specific, and I quote. As an adult, Artis Simber rented a small apartment, 2 rooms and an attic with one tiny window of a building near Suzail's port. The rooms were above a Fletcher's store that belonged to Artis's landlord, Razor John. The apartment was messy and drowning in a clutter of books, scrolls, letters, trinkets from his adventures, ancient and foreign coins, and figurines of forgotten gods and heroes. Yeah, I'm guessing that this is this is not just your basic character. I'm thinking this is Jarlaxle level of, or almost Drist
Yeah.
kind of character detail. Um, yes, among the more mundane items, he owned a copper dagger. Who cares? An elegant dark blade, perfect for stealthy use. Anyways, when he was 5, his father. Okay. Yeah, he was. So you kind of understand that. Yes, he would have been. He was born in the early 1300s.
So are you a vampire or something?
Oh no. I mean,
Mage.
long lived is not.
No, I think he has something interesting on him that helps him stay young and fresh. And I start to tap on the finger.
At which point you notice when you mention that
Mm.
artist sort of turn. He has a quick glaze to Dragon Bates, and you can see Dragon Bates' hand go down towards, maybe sort of go move just an inch to where his sword is being put down next to him. And artist then turns his gaze towards you, Heinrich, and says, "Now, what exactly do you think you're seeing?"
I am used to see a lot of magical energies, but what you have around your finger, my friend, is the most brightest, most iciest thing that I ever saw. So it has a very, very powerful magic.
And if you
So
know, and if you know what's good for you, don't look into the light. This is something you really don't want to be asking questions about. And I'm not going to be answering them just as yet.
Is it your footprints that lays in the jungle surrounded by snow?
Yeah, yeah.
Figured so.
Not necessarily my doing per se, but I do have some responsibility. Yeah. That was a big, big fucker. Kind of panicked. Took us completely by surprise, Dragonbait myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so please do us a favor, don't panic.
Though, well, there was a second one, which kind of means that uh, we need to go back down up there. Wouldn't want that circle to stay. I. It happens. Usually, I can turn it away, turn it off, dispel it, but I need to be there to do so. When was this?
A couple of weeks ago?
Wait a minute. I'll tell you. I'm getting
No,
my
no, I guess I
book
no. I
out.
guess the question would be, where was this?
Near near Orlunga, a few days away, maximum.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, wasn't expecting those creatures to hunt in pairs. Must have been mated. Ugh. Now I kind of feel bad when I think about it. I mean, just hunting, right? And then all of a sudden you get yourself thrust into a weather-like phenomenon you've never witnessed in your life, and cold-blooded too. Uh, well, can't really think about that on that much more. Um,
Yeah, snow in the jungle is not very discreet.
no. Yeah, we're going to have to avoid that region for a while, I think. But we'll have to double that back anyways. Look, And he turns to Heinrich. This thing, it's powerful. And does have some responsibility for me being the perfect tip-top shape of a human that you have it before you, even after all these years. But some people are looking for it. And yeah, I might have let that big footprint and forgot to go and clean it up.
Some people are looking for you. Uh, I'll quickly go through. Do I have anything in the notebook of the Flaming Fist captain or not about them?
So, you do not have a no, there is nothing in the searches or the bounty book for the Flaming Fist. No.
Okay.
However, if you recall one of your first encounters in the jungle, the Zentarim were actually there was a letter looking for two specific figures
All
corresponding.
right.
So as you're looking through your notes, you find these
Mhm.
lost sort of papers and pages, and there is definitely they had instructions of finding and waylaying a certain artist Simber and companion, and they were to report any findings to a where is that name? Um, let's see here. Here it is. They were to report any findings to a certain Xandala, Xandala.
Okay. And those were the Zentarim, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Well, when you go to Portianzaru, maybe you'd like to borrow another name.
What does that mean?
Well, you mentioned being looked for.
Oh, well, I mean, that's kind of the reason why I haven't set foot in Port Nyanzaru.
Makes
On
sense.
occasion, well, that's not exactly true. On occasion, I'll stop by for supplies, well, clothing. There's a lot of things that you can't necessarily find in here in the jungle, right? But Dragonbait and I, we try and stay discreet, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
most of our supplies come from Kirsabal. They're friendlier folk.
Well, that's good to know.
Oh, there's one more proper introduction I'd like to make because he tends to make people nervous. Leroy, please. Yeah, his name is Leroy. Did you know? Do you know of any Leroy in particular? And she has a smirk going on.
You're gonna have me run to the wiki again, aren't you?
I
Uh,
mean,
uh,
Lero's also oldest
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, right?
yeah, yeah. Oh, there she is. Um, no, that's there we go. Okay, interesting. So let's see. I'll run him a I'll just see. Where did I put you? There we go. Artists. Let's see what you got in history, boy. Okay, interesting. I think there's a Oh, there you go. Can't say that I have.
Oh, I'm disappointed.
Jeez, you got a +9 in history. Well, that's what happens when you've actually lived through history. It's easier to know. It's like, oh yeah, I was there.
Well, the role is not to be harmed. It's my pet.
Understood. You keep strange pets. And he said, I mean, what was that?
Useful though.
Weasel with lights in its head?
Mm-hmm.
That was Nugget, right?
Indeed.
Yeah. I mean, and he sort of takes off his glove, takes both of the gloves, and he sort of in the firelight shows you he's got two sort of names that are sort of tattooed on his fingers above the knuckles. One says Bert, Byrt, and the other one says Lug, Lugg. Yeah. These were my companions for a while. A pair of talking wombats, if you would believe it. Always getting me into trouble. Always disappearing and leaving me up to, well, pick up the pieces most of the time. Yeah, you take care of those pets of yours. It's real sad when they're gone. But then again, they do seem more like more of a familiar type than pets, really.
Yes.
Well, and he sort of looks straight at Laryl and says, "From what I understand, there's no baby's face that a mother can't love."
I do love my babies, but
Laryl it doesn't quite purr into your hand, more just puts itself under the hand and sort of rolls over for the pet. And then sort of starts nibbling your hand, and he does that thing that a lot of cats maybe do, is that start nibbling, and then just one tooth goes in just a little too deep, just to test the waters, you know. Like, can I do this? Can I do this? Crunch. No, wasn't me. I didn't do
and I
nothing.
do
And
the
then
same thing she would do, like you bite, I push into your mouth. Ah,
so
how's
here's the
that?
thing. Here's the thing. When you push into the mouth,
Yeah, because the reaction is usually like tickling something you don't want to be tickled in your mouth, so you scream out.
yeah. The thing is, you did that once, maybe a couple of months ago. You stopped pushing when your arm was in about this way, about to the
Oof.
beyond,
And
yeah, just beyond the elbow. Seems like these little fuckers are bigger on the inside.
I like that.
Yeah, don't ask about anatomy of a beholder. It's just a mouth and an eye. Where's the brain? Where's the throat? Where's the digestive tract? If you don't know, don't ask.
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know. There are eldritch horrors that are just based on that exploration.
Okay.
As the conversation is going, can you please all make me a perception check, please? Would be linked to hearing.
Ooh. That's not good.
Okay.
Okay, so a lot of you are really focused on. Oh wow! Oh wow!
Heinrich!
So
Mhm.
You've got the best perception out of.
Yes.
I don't trust him, but yeah, sure.
let me just see here. Um. mm, Okay, nice. So at some point, Heinrich, as you're looking towards, and Vroon, you would notice this because I mean you're sitting next to him, but Dragon Bait sort of ticks, and there's that smell of keep forgetting what the name the of worry that comes up. No, violet. You start smelling violet as he stands, goes towards his blade, and unsheaths it, peering into the darkness around you. Artist goes quiet, turns, and reaches for his dagger as well. Puts his gloves back and then reaches for his dagger.
Yeah, that's probably the moment where Gale also goes for her trident
Yeah.
As you
and
are
shield.
as you sort of stumble in, go towards it, you start hearing sort of crackling of wood and brush coming from the north east of where your camp is. Out,
Crackling
sort
as
of
in fire?
crunching. No, sort of
Okay.
crunching, and there is just on the edge of the fire. So I can't believe I'm gonna be asking this. Who has dark vision? Um,
Uh,
Me only.
Only Sorsha.
only Sorsha. So yeah, Sorsha, you can see plainly. I just need to see this. By the way, dynamic lighting. No, this is map. Here we go. Yeah, 30, 30. Yeah, so you can see about 60 feet into the darkness around you. Still, sort of, just on the edge of your vision, which you see perfectly clear because dim light. You can see a humanoid sort of stepping hesitantly out of the brush. He's of dwarvish stature, but pale white, paint white. Um, and but what you can see is just on the as he steps into the to the dim light, which is he has over his head, neck, and shoulders low vines creeping down his back as he's wearing it look like a shawl, and with an empty sort of gaze sort of walks towards the light of the fire. And that's when you notice that there's one, then a second one, a third, and that's where we're going to go to break.
okay.
So, for my players, we'll meet again in 10-15 minutes. For those watching on YouTube, see you next time. Bye bye.
Hey.